Welcome to the Well Path podcast, where we sit down with experts and entrepreneurs across fitness, nutrition, mindfulness, and spirituality, offering you an inside peek at building a business and a life that is truly aligned. I'm your host, Brooke Robbins. Let's get into it. Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Well Path podcast. I'm so excited today to share this conversation that I had with Stacey Daghash. Stacey is the co-founder of New Mind, which is a wellness brand focused on bringing high-quality chaga products to the market here in the UAE. Stacey is also just an incredible human being. The day that we met, we just instantly clicked and started talking about everything from, chaga and adaptogens, fitness, health, breath work, spirituality, and we get into a lot of that in this episode. We talk about chaga, what it is, what it does, why wild harvested chaga is so much better than lab-grown chaga, and how it interacts with sort of the larger forest environment in which it's grown. We talk about Stacey's journey to building a food and beverage brand in the UAE, the challenges she faced and how she overcame them. We talked about how the universe rewards you for following your intuition and the benefits of cycle syncing and a whole lot more. So I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get into the episode. Stacey, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So excited to have you. I want to start just with the basics for anybody that might not be familiar with chaga. What is it and what can it do for us?
Great question. Yes. So chaga is actually a medicinal mushroom. It grows on birch trees in really extreme cold climates. That's where it gets its power, I would say. It's not a typical mushroom. You can't find it on the ground. It has this beautiful symbiotic relationship with the tree. So it takes around 10 to 15 years to fully mature. And while growing on this tree, in that extreme cold climate, it actually absorbs all the nutrients from the tree. So that's how that relationship works. It's actually protecting the tree, and there's a relationship exchange.
Wow.
A beautiful one, actually. So chaga, yes. So it's part of the fungi kingdom. It's also known as the king of mushrooms because of its extremely high antioxidant amount. It's a powerhouse of antioxidants. And chaga, it's been around for centuries. It's ancient medicine, and it's been used by different tribes, different native people, and it's been an amazing healing mushroom, and in different forms. So chaga is really packed with this high antioxidant, and it's a wonderful, medicinal mushroom that helps us.
Amazing. And is it regional in terms of what types of people were using this in the past?
Yes. So because it's only grown in those extreme cold climates, it's really, found in the northern hemispheres. So you can find chaga, wild harvest chaga in Alaska, in Siberia, and that's where we actually source our chaga from. It's actually one of the best regions in the world because of its, it's just an untouched, vast, really clean climate in Siberia, and it's one of the best regions for the highest quality. Even the soil in Siberia is known to be one of the best in the world because and they export it even,
Wow.
So in those regions, I would say from many years, even in the Swiss Alps, in different mountain regions.
Okay.
I think one of the stories about chaga is that they found it on a frozen caveman.
Really?
Around 5000 BC. I mean, that's how far it goes back. And the Kanti people in Siberia, so different native tribes, and communities. There's been reported throughout history, this use of this amazing chaga.
And when did it kind of re-enter the modern consciousness?
Oh, I would say, I think we've been seeing it come about more and more in the last maybe 5 years. Personally, I wasn't aware of chaga, even me, and the power of these functional mushrooms because they've been around for so long and they are intelligence. They're like nature's intelligence. So I would say, I think only recently in the last 5 to 10 years, I would say it started to really become more prominent. I think because of our consciousness as humans have also started evolving.
Yeah.
We started realizing that these are, more connected to us than anything,
Yeah, it's so funny how I feel like in society in general, you see this trend of like, ultra modernization, and then you're ultimately just coming back to the roots. And I feel like in wellness, I'm seeing that so much, even just with like how people want to exercise and how they think about nutrition is like, I feel like there's this push to just like go back to the basics and forget all of this like sort of modern noise. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. That's exactly right.
That's so interesting. And so what was your journey to discovering chaga? What brought you to this magical mushroom?
Yes. So it's been a journey. We were introduced to it and we discovered chaga, I would say around 2020 during the crazy COVID time.
Yeah.
And we were introduced by a wonderful person. He's no longer with us, but he explained at a men's circle, I think one of the communities here in Dubai. And he introduced it to my husband, and he was saying, guys, there's an alternative to, medicine, pharmaceuticals. Try immunity boosting with chaga. It's one of the highest antioxidants. And I remember at that time, it was still already pre-made. So it was like a bottle of this chaga brew.
Interesting. So he was having this.
Okay. We got some from him and we started doing the research. And it was really, I would say, like a turning point. It gave us such a wonderful boost of focus, energy, but not like the, I wouldn't say like a crazy spike in energy. It's like a natural energy, you know? And we started looking into it and we're like, why? We've never looked at this. And, we've always wanted to, because as on our journey, I think we've always looked at things that help us, natural remedies. And chaga it just ticked all of our boxes. It became really a daily dose of chaga to get our systems going. And we wanted to have a natural immunity boosting product,
during like COVID time and everything like that.
Yes. And, we wanted to keep ourselves strong. And this was the solution for us. I think this is what drove us to it.
What was like the most noticeable thing that you noticed in yourself as you started like a daily regimen?
I think the first thing the day one I remember is noticing that I was almost like in a flow state where I had this wonderful sense of concentration and focus. I was able to, concentrate on a task and not have this like jittery feeling. It was that I could just keep going, that feeling of I could just keep going.
Such an amazing feeling.
It's a great thing, especially, when you're wanting to start up and you're on your journey. So I think that was a noticeable thing. It was just like a natural energy as well, a natural life energy in me. And I think people who are very in tune with their bodies feel it immediately, they can feel that this is an intelligence and it's doing something for us. So brain, cognitive, that was, I think, the first benefit that I felt.
Amazing. And what was sort of, what took it from like, okay, we're really enjoying using this to like, we want to make this a business and we want to bring it to the world?
Exactly. So good question. I think it's like anything, when you really love something, you want to share it. So it started like that, and it started with, guys, wow, this is doing such, it's transformed us, how can we, share it with friends and our family? That's number one, and then in our community, we're part of a really beautiful community here in Dubai called Mulai. And I think that's also where it started. And, we wanted to continue that legacy, that how we were introduced to it. We just wanted to keep creating awareness. And I think it just naturally, it started, people started seeing the benefits. There was no real push. It was more of an excitement, like we need to let people try it. And that's getting those stories, getting the feedback really fueled us even more. It gave us that inspiration. I never thought that this would happen. I didn't plan for it. It was all naturally unfolding. And it's not, one very important thing, it's not very easy to get chaga.
Yeah. So how did you supply?
So that's also in our research journey when we started whenever we try a product, you really need to know the research and do your homework. So I would say we started looking at where is the best chaga, because I mentioned you can't find it in really cold climates. And we found that the Siberian chaga, wild harvested chaga, has it's been tested that it is one of the best quality in the world. So that was our source, that was where we wanted to get it. And it's so strange how everything aligned for us. This was our intention. We wanted to get it from this region. My brother-in-law actually ended up moving to Russia, and he came to Dubai to come visit us. And on a trip, I said to him, please just, if you can bring back some chaga with you if you find something good. And he bought me some chaga, and we were taking it ourselves for a few months, and we were just, this is amazing.
And is that what it looked like when he brought it to you?
Yes. So we started taking it exactly just raw pieces that you would have to steep. You'd
almost
slow,
like tea.
Yes, like a tea. And we used to do a 8-hour steeping, slow cooking it, just to really extract all the benefits. And we started brewing the bottles, and having our chaga shots
nice.
every day. So yeah.
Okay, so that was sort of the first iteration of the product. And it sounds like you guys had this sort of community. This was your early kind of customer testing in maybe a formal, informal way.
Exactly, yes. The community is fantastic. And we really wanted we wanted to see what people thought. Yeah. We wanted real feedback. And, it was amazing, magical, really. It was so nice to see how people were reacting. And the feedback was, some of the feedback was people didn't even know that they were anxious until they switched to chaga instead of having coffee. They didn't even know.
So this is a topic. I'm nervous for this because I'm a coffee addict.
I know. Coffee is, I'm not demonizing, and, coffee has got its place and time, and, I love a cup of coffee, of course, but I think it's just about knowing and being aware of how it sits with you.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah.
So important.
Yeah. So were you drinking coffee in the morning before you started drinking chaga, and then it sort of switched, or?
Exactly. So I would say, I was never a big coffee drinker. 1 cup a day, that was normally good for me. But I noticed the difference. Okay. I noticed the difference, especially in different, being, a woman with our cycles. There were certain times of the month where caffeine was just not doing good for me. So, that switch, it was evident for me, I don't need to fuel my system with caffeine.
Right.
And besides the caffeine, because I wasn't a big coffee drinker, it was more of the other benefits that I was getting, substituting it. But I still love to hear when somebody tells me that I have been drinking 5 cups of coffee a day.
Yeah.
And I'm, first I get, I'm like, I really hope you know what you're doing to your body with that caffeine overload.
Yeah.
And that there is an alternative.
Yeah.
Just try,
Yeah. I think we had this conversation when we first met, and you were so nice to bring me some chaga, and I started drinking it in the morning, and it was amazing. I was honestly shocked, because for me, it was first thing I needed to do to even just be ready to kind of start my day. And I'm still working on I'm not fully weaned off for sure, but I'm able to, if I'm drinking the chaga in the morning, go have my workout. Maybe I'm waking up at 6:30, 7 a.m. And I'm having my workout. I'm having my breakfast, which is so important first.
Yes.
And then I'm having my coffee at 11:30.
Perfect.
So it's so much better.
you're not interrupted your natural circadian rhythm. You're getting that first boost of, whatever your body needs to start the day. Yeah. So I think you're doing it intentionally.
Yeah. The thing that I noticed too about that, just if anybody else listening is also a coffee addict, through experimentation, I've also realized a lot of it is actually just the feeling of having a warm beverage like in your throat. So like,
absolutely.
It's actually, you think you need the coffee, and I like the smell of the coffee, but like you can kind of like pair the two. And you've mentioned some people even have the chaga like with coffee in the beginning and then kind of like wean it off as well. So
that's exactly it. That's another way I, advise people to start with chaga is go to decaf coffee if you really like the taste of it, and upgrade it with chaga.
Yeah.
You're going to supercharge that coffee. And you rightly said, most of the time it's a habit. Most of the time it's a habit. And I agree with the fact about, the warmth of that soothing feeling of holding something warm. I think a lot of times people just want to feel relaxed and that warm sensation in their body or in their hand. So I've also been very obsessed with cups at the moment.
Oh,
which
that's
is
fun. So what does it look like in your apartment?
I mean, I've been when we did a trip to Bali, I had the privilege of sitting with a wonderful ceramic potter, and he was explaining about, the science of warm cups, holding warm cups, and how in different cultures they hold their bowl or they hold their cup with their hands to feel that. They feel grounded, they feel soothed, they feel connected. It was a lovely, deep discussion, and I fell in love with ceramics as well.
Wow.
Just to go off topic.
I feel like they're really, that's like, you could do I could see that.
Yeah,
like,
well, that's
your own mugs. And
we have actually just launched our own 100% natural ceramic cups.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
You're not making them, are you?
I'm not, but I have a lovely, lovely local partner. She's got her own studio here in Dubai. But the plan is that I would love to learn.
Absolutely. Have you ever tried it?
I have once or twice. I love it.
I'm going to crash your course. We're going to do it together.
We should do it together.
Yeah. I've tried it. It's actually so much harder than it looks. At least like
especially the wheel
throwing one. I know. It's so hard. It looks so easy. It's fun though.
Yes. We'll try it.
We'll do it. So actually that's great though. So in terms of the products that you guys are offering, can you walk us through like sort of what we have on the table and then what's sort of the difference here?
Yes. So we have two different products. So I would like to maybe discuss just a little bit about the benefits and the nutritional benefits of the chaga. Okay, so chaga is one of the most nutrient-rich products in the world. It's one of the highest ranking on the ORAC scale for antioxidants. ORAC stands for oxygen radical absorption capacity. And what are those antioxidants doing? Why do we keep emphasizing that? It's because antioxidants are protecting our cells from damage, disease, and it's working on that cellular level of protection. And we need any kind of, we want to avoid stress as much as possible in our life. So antioxidants are going to protect your cells and boost your immunity system, supercharge it. You're going to have that wonderful natural energy, long-lasting, clean energy, I like to call it, or calm energy. And also, chaga is really high in melanin. And melanin is a pigment in our skin. And what it does is it actually acts as a natural like SPF for our skin. And especially here in Dubai, it protects your skin against UV rays. And I mean, this is a very, very, very important part of the chaga as well, or its superpower, and it contributes to that anti-aging effect. A lot of our customers end up saying as a secondary benefit, they have this wonderful, clear, natural, glowing skin.
I did not know this.
It's another benefit, right? And We've even had dermatologists not affiliated with us, but recommended wild harvested Siberian chaga to their clients with, cases like psoriasis and that kind of, any skin irritation related to immune function. So melanin, super high in melanin. Chaga is anti-inflammatory, antiviral, anti-cancer. I mean, it's just, I could go on, really. There are a lot of studies as well, which you can also go into research. So I would say those are really, really the benefits of chaga. And in our product lineup, we have 2 different forms. So chaga, like I said, you have the raw chunks, which we see here. That's exactly how it looks when we wild harvest it from the tree. And you can see it's got this it looks like a rock or a piece of bark.
Yeah. So, where is it sitting on the tree? I'm trying to picture this.
It's quite high up on the tree.
Okay.
It looks like it's just a formation that's come out of the tree, and people mistake it for part of the tree, like the bark.
Okay.
It's almost like disguised in a way. Maybe that's, again, it's natural intelligence.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't look like a mushroom, that's for sure.
Not your typical mushroom. So we have the chunks, which we basically, you can't eat it. I mean, this is not going to digest in your system. It's got a really hard outer layer, which is chitin, and that needs to be broken down. So how do we do it? We have to grind it into a really fine powder, like coffee. You have to grind the beans. And once we grind it into more of a powder, then you can steep it with hot water, and it extracts all those beneficial compounds. So that's how we prepare our chaga, is through the powder, which we have the different powders and blends. And then I would say our most popular way, which our customers also love and is the most convenient, is the extract. Crystal black chaga extract is, I think, our most popular product. It's already been extracted, so you just can easily add it to your coffee or to hot water and make your own chaga brew.
So it's more concentrated.
It's more concentrated. You need less is more with the extract, 1 to 2 grams or 2 cups per day maximum. And it's got such a wonderful, unique texture, as you've seen.
Yeah,
the crystal.
It's beautiful. It really does look like crystals. I mean,
that's how we got the name. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So the texture is really unique, and the taste also very unique.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I haven't tried the other one, but I can definitely say I love the taste of this. And it's funny, it's similar to coffee and it's not at the same time. But it's not like tea for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
It has
something.
Earthy coffee.
Yeah.
And it also has because it's sitting with the tree, it's coming from the tree. So it actually takes some of that taste, the flavor of the tree. And it has its very specific flavor notes, I would say. Some people get a caramel, some people say like a mapley taste.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. I wonder I don't know if you've gone into this, but you mentioned there are sort of these kind of like ancient sort of types of people that were using this for a very long time. Are you aware, was there any sort of like spiritual set of beliefs or anything related to like actually extracting wisdom from the trees? Because you hear these amazing stories about how trees, like they actually do have their own intelligence, right? Like the roots underneath the forest, they all kind of talk to each other, and they've got this whole map. Like, does that play into this at all?
The mycelium network and
and even with fungi, right? Like fungi are like very intelligent
100%.
Plants.
Exactly. I mean, we could see it. There's a fantastic documentary, Fantastic Fungi, which I would definitely recommend all the viewers, everyone listening. If you want to learn more about this kingdom, please check it out. I think what's important to also know is that we are more connected to the fungi kingdom than we are to the plant kingdom. And that's why it works so well with us. It supports us so well. And it's not to say that plants aren't good. It's just that there's a closer DNA match. We have more common DNA with fungi than we do with plants.
Okay.
And I mean, that was an eye-opener for me again.
Yeah.
And just to your question, about the spiritual connection or the spiritual aspect, in this community, we all talk about consciousness, and the pineal gland is also our gateway to access, higher states of consciousness and our third eye chakra. And chaga is known to decalcify our pineal gland because of, in this modern age, there's so many toxins and fluoride, different chemicals that can actually calcify it. So chaga and all other adaptogens, and I would like to go into that more, is one of those that are decalcifying your third eye. Okay. So able to access more states of consciousness. And I think that's why we say, open your third eye with chaga, with adaptogens. That's the earth's medicine.
That's so interesting. And do you think that's related to the feeling of like flow that you achieve with chaga?
I think it could be. I think flow is a combination of being, in a very productive state, but also, equally challenging, but equally, in what's the word? I would say just relaxed, not relaxed, but I
do know. Like there's a calm energy to it. I think also, and I'm just thinking about this, I must have heard this somewhere recently. There's the definition of like flow state, or how you're going to be in flow is like
there's an equal part of challenge, but also
and also like things just start coming to you type thing, like because you just start meeting the right people, you have the right it's like things just are kind of happening, and like that must be related to being like in kind of alignment with that.
Yes, with that energy. Yes, with your energy. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Super interesting. So adaptogens though, and I do want to go into this too, because I feel like this is also, it's a buzzword. I don't really know what it means. Maybe there are other people listening that don't really exactly know what it means. Like, what is an adaptogen?
Right. So adaptogens are natural substances that help our bodies adapt to physical and mental stress. So I would say they have 3 characteristics to be classified an adaptogen. Number 1, they should be non-addictive. So definitely not caffeine. Number 2, they should restore you back to balance and homeostasis. And number 3, non-specific. So they can help you with your brain function as well as your immunity system at the same time. And number 4, I mean, this is my own add-on, is that they really do work with the pineal gland. That's my little added on belief.
Okay. Stacey special.
Yeah. So adaptogen, so those are the 3 classifications. To think of it, the way I think of it is it will adapt to what I need or what you need, and all they'll do what we need. So the superpower is there. So if I'm feeling rather stressed, feeling anxious, adaptogens, when we take them, they will actually help you adapt and calm your nervous system.
Okay.
If you need to have more of a little bit of a boost and you're feeling fatigued, then it will give you that, superpower. There's also some research done on the NIH about the effects of adaptogens on our nervous system. And that will be really interesting also to go deeper into or to research because our nervous system, this is what we need in order to function as humans and our bodies to function properly. We need to be in a state of homeostasis. As much as possible. I know it's not easy, but that's when all our systems are working optimally, and with each other. So definitely, thinking about adaptogens in your life, how can you incorporate them? Because they really are, nature's superpowers for us. We need to try, in this day and age, I think we all need anything to help us reduce stress. We shouldn't be adding more stress to our lives. And, unfortunately, that's what sometimes coffee can do. And I don't want to go back to that, but coffee is a stimulant at the end of the day, and it stimulates certain things. And I think it has the opposite effect on what an adaptogen like chaga or all functional mushrooms can do.
What are some other examples of adaptogens?
So you have ashwagandha.
Okay.
I think there's licorice root, holy basil.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's a list of top 10 adaptogens.
Okay.
That are like the superfoods of the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just kind of going back to sort of the product line. So how did you guys get to like the crystal black and then like the selection of products? Was there a sort of a process of trial and error and testing things out, or what was sort of the things that you guys went through when you were building this?
Good question. So, remember I said in the beginning, we started having it as a brew, you know, the cold brew.
Yeah.
Loved it. But we found that if we were to scale up, having that bottle, the brew, the production process, the logistics of it, it's not something that can easily be transported here and there.
Refrigeration and
it was a bit. We heard this from we got help and we got guided. And one of the ladies that we spoke to, lovely lady, she said, guys, if you can, try and you have to think of another way to introduce the chaga. And in that time, it was a little bit of a letdown because we really loved that product. But then it opened us into looking and going deeper. And we say, okay, well, we can look at the dry chaga, the dry form of chaga, which is, again, it's doing exactly the same benefits, if not more, with the crystal black. It's giving you even more of that concentration. It's benefiting us, and it's going to benefit our customers because easier, more convenient. You can just take it, put it in your cupboard. It's not going to be in the fridge. You won't forget about it.
Yeah.
I would say that's what led us to, the crystal black. And honestly, the crystal black was just, I would say, we're very proud of it.
Yeah, you should be. It's a beautiful product.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you.
is.
And the teas also, the teas, we would say they are lighter in concentration levels, but some folks like tea, the taste of tea. So we wanted to help, both coffee drinkers with the crystal black, because I would say it's like the mushroom espresso.
Yeah.
And then you have your chaga chai, you have your tea drinkers that would prefer chai. We also have a different blend, which is the chocolate orange chaga tea.
That sounds nice.
That one is really great. I think it's one of my favorites also. Zesty, very fresh. And I think we'd like to also, we are always looking at ways to bring something new to the table that we believe in, that we believe is going to be beneficial.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the idea of, you guys are bringing in sort of the ceramics because you have sort of the whole ritual around. I feel like coffee is such a ritual that it makes sense. Like chaga could also become a ritual. And that's like something nice about just the process of getting up and boiling the water and making the thing. And it's nice.
Exactly. That's exactly what we wanted to do with the cup as well. Just make it a set, make it a ritual, keep it ready next to the kettle, so you see it every day. And when you do have your chaga, that's why we have actually labeled it as the intention cup, because we want you to just remember to have an intention when you have that, when you drink your chaga, just anything in your mind. I want this to nourish my body, and it's just that little 5 minutes of like your time, sipping slowly, feeling the warmth in your hand, little things like this, and I know it will do amazing things for you,
Yeah, that's I love that, because there is so much also just like research and people talking, and I think from personal experience, it's just so true that like how you spend your morning is like so sets the tone for the rest of the day. It's like if you can just have that moment. I think meditation's great. Sounds like this is actually maybe a great segue for people that maybe don't have like a practice of sort of sitting down with themselves just to start. I love that. I love that idea.
Very, very good. Yes.
Yeah.
Mornings, how you start your day is with the morning, right? You win your morning, you win your day.
Exactly.
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
100%.
I'd love to talk about sort of like wild harvested versus like other forms of chaga that exist. Can you just walk us through that?
Yes, very good. So our chaga is grown, obviously from the forest in Siberia. And we work with farmers, local farmers, and they actually wild harvest it. And there's this, in a sustainable way. So you don't harvest the whole piece of chaga from the tree. You always leave a certain amount on the tree so that it can regrow again, There are other ways that have been, chaga is made, which you can actually cultivate it in a lab as well. So lab-grown chaga and lab-grown mushrooms.
Okay.
I would say you're never going to get all the benefits like you would with a wild harvested chaga.
Because of the relationship that it has with the tree.
That's it. And there's a specific compound, a betulinic acid. There's so many different compounds that you cannot get when you grow it in a lab.
Okay.
Also, some chaga is grown on grains, and they call it mycelium grown on grains. Again, you're not getting the full mushroom. You're getting only part of the mushroom. So it's very important to check on any label, any mushroom product, that you're getting the full fruiting body of the mushroom and that it's wild harvested. That's my only request, that it should be wild harvested.
Yeah.
So you're getting the full benefit,
Okay.
That's important.
And how did you guys manage? I mean, you don't live in Siberia. So how did you manage to sort of like organize your supply and are you working with local partners there?
Exactly. Yes. So, my brother-in-law, he is managing everything for us.
Amazing.
And he set up, he's done, created different communities and different relationships with different farmers. So it's all, it really has been wonderfully aligned, I would say, that we got that, because it is really difficult to otherwise get it.
Yeah.
So having him there made it much easier for us. We have a really good partnership, and we're happy that we're also helping, community and that everything's done sustainably and ethically. So this is very important,
Amazing. And do you think you guys, in terms of like future product development, sort of expansion of the brand, is your plan to stick with chaga? Are you looking at other adaptogens, or how are you seeing that?
Yes. So at the moment, I think we are focused on chaga, but we are always looking to, we are studying new products that we have experimented with that we believe has been really helpful for us. So there are one or two products, in the pipeline.
Okay.
We are studying them. We do want to just be, one of the best in the region for chaga.
Yeah.
And of course, we want to grow and just create that awareness with the community, with the region. That where you can get really good, real chaga.
Yeah. And where are you guys? Sort of where can people find New Mind Chaga now? Are you direct to consumer mostly, or are you also exploring sort of the B2B angle at all?
Yes. So we have our online store, and we are distributing across UAE at the moment. Our focus is UAE, and we are also doing B2B as well. We have partnership with different coffee shops.
Amazing.
Because I think that's also another way to get, once people try it and they know that it's not some weird mushroom tasting drink.
Right.
I think people really care. They do care about taste. So once they try it, there's a different change.
Yeah. By the way, guys, to the listeners, it actually tastes so good. Like, we're drinking chaga.
Yes.
Obviously, we have to be drinking chaga, and I keep stealing for a sip because it's so good.
Thank you.
I love it.
And it's 100% pure. So we are working with different partners. We're in a couple of stores at the moment. Obviously, we focused on health conscious establishments that promote, healthy food, healthy drinks. And we are definitely looking to expand across the region.
Amazing.
We do ship also internationally.
Oh, cool.
Which is, so, we do it more on a one-to-one case by case, but it is possible.
Okay.
But yeah.
And with building sort of like in the kind of like food and bev consumables here in the UAE, were there specific sort of like regulatory bodies that you had to go through for certain things, or what did that process look like?
Thank you. Yes.
Okay.
Good question.
You're like, let me tell you. Let's get into
What a process.
it.
I mean, if you're going to do something, you have to do it right. This is exactly what we believe in. And so, of course, having your right lab tested products. So all our products are UAE lab tested and certified. So very, very important to get that done. Obviously, it does take time, working with government portals. You need to provide, all your certificates, which is all right, I would say. But you do need to go through that process.
How long did that take for you guys?
I think because also, we were doing it for the first time.
Okay.
The first time always takes the longest
That's
because you're navigating.
True. Yeah.
You're navigating and thankfully, I would say, when I ask for help, this is one of the things I would advise also, just ask for help. And we were helped a lot, with different people in our community. And at some point also you just connect the dots and and you learn and you create that process and then you share it with someone else. I mean, I think that is the whole exchange with starting a business as well.
Right.
You one of the things you have to do is ask, but also give help, because then you're really being in purpose and in your true passion. So it was a process, but one of the things I would say is very important is to know that yes, we are UAE approved in the region, and our products are 100% natural. There's no additives, no preservatives, no alcohol, and no grains or oats and different other substances and fillers. Exactly. This is another important, check to consider when you're going into the mushroom space. Just make sure that you check all those things.
Is that pretty common? Like,
I would say, yes. You have to do your research when you're looking at products.
Okay. And it's just like on the label.
On the label, make sure that they are approved with the government, with the UAE, and they're lab tested.
Yeah.
Very important to check.
Yeah. And you mentioned this aspect of like, okay, you're getting help from others. You're kind of giving it back. Like how do you find the sort of entrepreneurial or even like wellness entrepreneurship community in Dubai? Is there a strong presence?
For us personally, it's been a great journey. I mean, we have had people, I've asked questions. We've had built so many great relationships with people, just simply reaching out and asking. I've never had a bad experience, and I'm so grateful for that, because it taught us a lot. And I think definitely if there's anybody wanting to start a business or a wellness or has a product, just ask for help. There's the community are there for you, as long as you also exchange by giving help to someone else.
Yeah, of course.
It's important. So
it's
yes.
like a whole cycle.
Yes.
Yeah. Amazing. Thanks. Are you ready to move on to our lightning round?
I am.
Amazing. So I'm going to take chaga off the table for this one because it's a really obvious one. But I would love to know, and for you to share with our audience of listeners, what's one either habit or product that's significantly improved your life in the last 12 months?
Right. So I would say it's a habit. And definitely it's something I've been doing for just over a year now. And that is paying attention to our natural biorhythms as women.
Cycle syncing.
Cycle syncing.
Love. This is the best, juiciest topic. I'm so ready for this.
Right. I mean, I cannot tell you how important and how much it's helped me in the last year, knowing that I have certain superpowers throughout the month and that I can just tap into that and I don't need to fight against it. We're not going in against the resistance. We're actually going with the flow of what is happening in that time of the month. It's really helped me. It's wonderful. And I wish I had really been more conscious of it sooner, but I'm still going to use it for the, ongoing.
Divine timing. Things come to us at the right moment, right?
Right.
So what are some of the things for you? Is it like exercise? Is it nutrition? All of the above?
All of the above. Even to the point of knowing when I am most sociably active.
For sure.
There's times where you feel you are at your peak.
Yes.
You're just flying and, the world's your oyster.
So true.
And you have to tap into that, use that when you can. And then there's the opposite side of that where it's like, you need to go inward. You need to take that time to go inward, even if it's just for a day or two and just tap, connect with yourself again. And there's a few books I can also recommend. What
are your favorites? I feel like there are so many great ones on this.
Do Less.
Okay.
I think it's by Kate Northam. But Do Less.
Put it in the
book.
show notes.
Yeah, we'll put it in. She created this amazing planner as well, which was recommended to me by a very good friend. It's all about the moon. Following the phases of the moon with your cycle.
Is your cycle mapped to the...
Almost with the full moon.
Wow.
Almost.
You're special.
I'm not
Incredible. I feel like that's a sign of something. Like that's a sign that like you're in alignment definitely. When your cycles are mapped to the moon.
Yes. There's so many different energies, right?
Yeah.
That we need to be aware of. So I would say that was one of the things that really helped me in the last year.
Incredible. What sort of like, are there any products that you're actually physically using to track for yourself?
Yeah, so I have a app.
Okay.
It's called Stardust.
Amazing.
Also recommended to me. That's a great one because it looks at the moon cycle as well.
Yeah.
Products. Other than that, I think it's just, keeping journaling.
Yeah.
And then just doing what I need, adapting my behaviors and habits and my food.
Yeah, so powerful.
During that time.
Yeah, I've gotten into this recently as well. I have the Aura Ring, so this is sort of like how I track my temperature. And then I use natural cycles for any of the women that might be listening, both of which I'll also put in the show notes. I swear by these products.
Wow.
It's amazing. I haven't honestly dove into like the nutritional aspects. I feel like that's the next layer, but definitely when it comes to my fitness routine and my, maybe not so much social, but like, if I have like a big presentation or something I need to be like showing up for, as much as possible, I'll try to sort of like align it, kind of like make sure, or I think like the kiss of death for me is like during ovulation, like sitting at home. Like I'll be so mad if I'm sitting at home. It's like, no, we need to be out. We need to be like out and about doing stuff. So I need 100%. To make plans. That's so funny. And I love that. And I think that's beautiful. So thanks for sharing that.
Perfect. Yes. Thank you.
And what's one non-negotiable part of your wellness routine?
It's a simple one, to be honest, but it's 30 minutes of movement every day. Okay. That's a non-negotiable for me. And it could look like different forms of movement. Can be a HIIT workout, could be just a deep stretch,
right?
Dance, whatever it is. But I feel like when you are moving energy. And I feel so much better from that,
Yeah.
It's a non-negotiable.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree. And I think back to the sort of cycle syncing aspect, I think like a lot of the time it can feel really overwhelming to say, oh, like every single day I need to be getting up and like working out. I feel like the term working out has such like an energy to it sometimes for people, but it's like, to your point, I mean, you could walk, you could stretch, you could like do some basic Pilates, like whatever sort of the feeling is for you in the day. And I think that's such a powerful
shift in perspective. Yes.
Yeah. And speaking of too, I mean, chaga, like obviously one of the major things of it is like, okay, there's physical impacts. It helps your immunity, but there's also this mental sort of like clarity and focus. And I feel like movement does the same thing in a different way.
Yes.
Just with your mood. Like I feel like now it's like when you're in a routine, if you don't exercise, even for a day, but especially for a couple of days, it's like
you feel that static, you feel, yes.
What you said is exactly true. Actually, as I'm thinking about it, is you're exactly right. It's like there's energy that has nowhere to go.
Yes.
It's like, how do we get it out of here?
You need to move it. Let it flow out. And you feel more, I feel like I have more, every time I move or do any form of movement, I come back feeling like I have something new, like something new, a new idea or new inspiration for something, or, it's just flowing, the channels are open, I call it.
Totally. I'm so with you. Girl. That's amazing. Awesome. Well, this has been incredible, Stacey. I'm so excited for people to try this. So where can people find you? Where can people find New Mind Chaga? Give us the details.
Yes, absolutely. So we are online. People can order online at newmindchaga.com. We deliver across UAE. And if there's any international listeners, we also ship internationally. You can email us. Yeah, so that's us online.
Amazing.
And I believe we have a discount code for your audience.
Yes.
So if you use FitFam, that will give you a 10% discount as well on our product lineup.
Amazing. And we'll throw that all in the show notes too. Thank you so much, Stacey.
Thank you, Brooke. It's been amazing. Thank you so much.